What is going on, guys? It is me, Nicholson. I'm back again with another video. You know what I'm saying? I hope you boys and girls are doing good, bro. Damn, I need to put the air conditioner on, man. It's like very humid here. You know what I mean? Oh, can't be forgetting that, man. Today is a good video because I had one of my subscribers. Shout out to you again, bro. I'll probably put the comment on the screen. He said, "Can you make a video, like basically saying how you can become strong after you lose weight?" Which I think is a very important video that I haven't really seen many people talk about before, because it's just a very uncommon thing that somebody would lose weight and then, like, you know, try to become very strong. Usually when you see people that become very strong, you know, people that come to mind are like people like Nathaniel Messiah. I even got a friend, Shaheen. They become very strong, but they started off being like skinny, and they basically just had to bulk or like just basically put on size for the most part and just became strong, you know. Not taken away from their hard work or anything. Like it's still like exceptionally impressive, you know. Like Nathaniel's way stronger than me. I'm just using it as an example, but for me, my journey was a bit different. Obviously, I started off being 120 kg at 16, you know, like borderline obese, if not obese, for my age and my height. And you know, like when I first started training in the gym for the first like 3.5 years, I've been training for like 4 years now. So the first like 3.5 or even 3 years, I was focusing mainly on like trying to lose weight, of which I did. You know, I lost over 30 kg, so I went from 120 to about 87. You know what I mean? Completely transformed my body. But if we're being real, I was weak. You know what I mean? I could barely bench 100 kg, if that. The only strong thing I had was my deadlift, right? My deadlift was exceptionally strong compared to my other lifts anyway, you know, because even at my low body weight, I could still deadlift around 220 kg, you know, at my peak of that low body weight. But anyways, you know, that whole little tangent about, let me explain how you should approach trying to get strong after you lose weight. All right, so let's say you've gone through a period of losing fat or losing weight or whatever, and you know, now you say, okay, cool, I want to get strong, right? It's time for me to get strong. You know what I'm saying? Getting strong is different to getting big. Do you understand? Getting strong is different to getting big. So you see most guys in the gym who are, you know, bodybuilders, who might be on a little sauce or a little sign, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? And you see that there's people that are smaller than them that are way stronger, and you'd be like, wait, what? This doesn't make sense. You'd think that people that are, you know, huge and, you know, taking all these steroids should be stronger than, you know, people that are natural, right? But that's not the case. There's specificity. You gotta understand about specificity. So you need to determine or ask yourself, what do I want to get strong at, right? If you want to get strong to become a power lifter, that's different, because now you have to focus mainly on squat, bench, and deadlift. Like, I'm a power lifter, right? Like, oh, I want to be a power lifter or whatever. So I've started, you know, I got a coach, and I, you know, started working on you know, accessories and, you know, just getting all my technique and shit right. But you need to ask yourself, what do I want to get strong at? If you just want to get relatively strong, that's different from powerlifting training, right? Relatively strong, where it's like you're just a strong fucking guy, where it's like, you know, you are strong for like day-to-day things. That's different. When you want to be like a powerlifter strong, that's like strong in the free lifts, which is the squat, bench, and deadlift, which will carry over to your other lifts. Don't get it twisted, you know what I mean? But yeah, you need to be specific about what you want to get strong at. Once you know what you want to get strong at, now we can start being like, okay, cool, you know what? Here's how I need to approach the training, right? So, number one, compounds. Whether you want to be a power lifter or just relatively strong, the number one way you're going to become exceptionally strong compared to what you are now is compound movements. Progressively overloading compound movements. Do you understand? A lot of people want to stick to machines. They want to stick to, you know what I mean, you know, like machines and shit. Like, that's good to build size and to bias certain, you know, to isolate certain muscles, right? So for like biceps, for shoulders, machines are amazing. You know what I mean? And if that's your goal, then you just stick to machines. But if you want to become exceptionally strong, like we said, you will not go wrong with your compound movements: deadlift, squats, bench press, shoulder press. Right? You've got your bent over rows. You've got your weighted pull-ups, weighted dips. Right? These are compound movements. What is a compound movement? A compound movement is a certain movement that recruits multiple muscle groups to execute the movement. Right? So when you're doing a squat, for example, you're not only using your legs, you're using your entire body. You have to use your core to brace. You have to use your back to keep the bar stable. You have to use your shoulders. You've got to use your arms, right? You have to use your legs. You know, you use multiple muscle groups to execute the movement, right? Which, if you're not doing compound movements, you're not gonna get exceptionally strong. Like, think about it. If you're doing Smith machine flipping squats, what you're basically doing is just biasing the legs. Like, you will become strong maybe with your legs, but all you're doing is biasing the legs. Like, your legs will grow, right? They will grow, but they will not necessarily become as strong as possible. But if you're using free weights, you have to use more stabilizer muscles now, right? So number one thing is compound movements. Do not neglect your compound movements. Whether you want to be if you want to be a powerlifter, then you have no choice but to do compound movements. But even if you don't want to be a powerlifter, right? Compound movements, they're not only great to get you relatively strong, they're good for like your bones as well and stuff like that, right? And don't quote me on this, I'm not a scientist, but from what I've noticed, it increases your testosterone, right? It increases your testosterone, and as far as I know, having higher testosterone is never a bad thing, right? Unless obviously, you know, you don't want to have higher testosterone. I don't know why you wouldn't want to have higher testosterone, but anyways, yeah. So compound movements, right? Now, number two, I recommend you to eat either at maintenance or in a surplus, right? You finish losing weight, right? Then one of the mistakes that I made early on, and when I wasn't getting that strong, was thinking I need to stay lean year round. That's not the case. You're not going to become very, very strong while staying lean year round. You're just not. Do you know what I mean? Unless you have the genetics for it or the propensity to stay lean, just with, you know, with eating a lot of food, you're not going to become exceptionally strong. There are genetic outliers, of course, right? I'm not saying it's impossible, but for the vast majority of people, if you don't have a genetic disproportion, if that's the word, to become or to stay lean year round whilst eating a lot of food, you're not going to become very strong. Because you gotta understand, when you're lifting heavy compounds, right, you're demanding a lot from your body. Your body's gonna feel like a wreck. It's gonna feel taxed all the time, right? You need to recover. Do you understand? And the number one way to, the two best ways to recover, or the only two ways to recover, is sleep and, most importantly, food. And when I say food, I don't just mean you eat crap, right? Oh yeah, I'm gonna eat a pizza. I'm gonna eat flipping. I mean, the pizza isn't the worst thing because you can still get a lot of protein from that, but it's still not great. I'm gonna eat fucking cake, empty calories. Muffins, empty calories. Chocolate, empty calories. Sweets, empty calories. You don't want to be eating these empty calories. You want to be eating nutrient-dense foods. What are nutrient-dense foods? These are foods such as, oh, where's an ambulance? Damn, that's crazy. This is like the 4th ambulance I've seen just today. Like, that's crazy. But anyways, right? You want to be eating nutrient-dense foods. Nutrient-dense foods are foods that are high in protein, carbs, and fats, right? They're high in nutrients, you know what I mean? So, for example, eggs, right? Fish, steak, chicken, right? Turkey. These kinds of foods are very high in protein. Protein is the number one, macronutrient in terms of building muscle. And shout out to Kyle, he taught me this, right? You guys know Kyle. If you don't know him, he's my good friend Kyle, right? He's the biggest guy I know, right? He's not natural, obviously. He's on stuff or whatever. He's a freak. He's insane. He's very strong, right? One of the strongest guys I know. He told me, and this is very true, a bigger muscle is a stronger muscle, right? Which leads me to the next point. You need to build muscle, right? You must build muscle. You're not going to become strong whilst staying the same musculature, right? And just because sometimes, you know, you might be like, oh, but I see powerlifters who don't look like they're very muscular. That's because they have a high body fat percentage. You're not gonna try and tell me, oh yeah, I see, you know, people that don't have, you know, big muscles. And just like people, when somebody has a high body fat percentage, it looks like they have less muscle than they actually do, right? It's weird. Like, the leaner you are, the bigger you look, at least on camera, right? But in real life, when you see these people, like, damn, these men are units, bro. You know what I mean? So a bigger muscle is a stronger muscle. You understand what I'm saying? So you need to build muscle. How do you build muscle? Again, progressive overload, right? What is progressive overload? For you guys who don't know what progressive overload is. Progressive overload, right, is making the exercise challenging from week to week or from month to month, whatever it is, as long as there's like a time frame in which you're progressing in a certain instance. So it could be increasing weight, it could be increasing the reps, it could be doing the reps slower, it could be squeezing the rep or like squeezing at the top of the movement for longer, right? All of these are forms of progressive overload. Any way in which you make the exercise challenging than last time, shout out to Coach Greg, is progressive overload. You understand? It's progressive overload. So with such thing, you need to, you know, eat good food, right? Ideally in a surplus or at maintenance, right? In a deficit, you can still get strong, but I wouldn't recommend it, right? It's very, very difficult. Like, actually, it's not ideal, right? But it's not impossible. I've done it before. You know, there's a lot of people who have done it before. It's not impossible, right? So we've all recovered now. So we've covered, do your compound movements, eat good food, you know what I mean? Get your sleep in. Oh, water. That's another one, right? Drink a lot of water. You understand? Drink a lot of water and supplements. You understand? I know a lot of people like to say supplements don't matter, but believe me, there's certain supplements that do matter. Things like electrolytes, very important, right? When you're training, right, and you know you're sweating and you're losing all your sodium levels, right? You need to replenish them. Get your electrolytes. They're very cheap, right? Very, very cheap. They've been a big game changer, right? Electrolytes. Protein powder is convenient, right? Protein powder is very convenient. Like, it's not, you know, necessary because you can get protein from pretty much anything, right? But protein powder, especially like 100% whey protein, that's the one that I recommend you to get. It's very ideal. Like when you're making your breakfast, for example, you can make like some protein oats, you know what I mean, where you just put a scoop of protein in there or whatever amount you want to put in. Easy way of getting your protein in, right? Or you can make a shake if you want to, you know. So make sure you've got all of these things dialed in, right? But the most important thing when it comes to getting strong, consistency, bro. Period. Consistency, right? If you just do heavy lifting once every month, or, you know, once every couple months, you're not going to become very strong, right? You need to consistently be intentional with what you're doing, right? This is not even just with heavy lifting. This is pretty much with anything, right? Be consistently intentional with what you're doing, right? Okay, cool. So you need to have a plan, right? Which is why I recommend you to get, especially if you want to be a powerlifter, get a coach, right? Get a coach. Coaches are not expensive, you know what I mean? And at the end of the day, it's an investment in yourself. It's an investment in yourself. So in my opinion, having coaches and, you know, these sorts of things is very beneficial, you know? You can look up a lot of very good coaches, right? People like Rondell Hunt, people like, you know, like just look at people who, you know, you want to be like, you know? If they offer coaching, take it. If you trust them, that is, right? If they look like the people that are reputable, you know? But becoming strong, like, I'll tell you something, guys, right? Becoming strong has changed my life tremendously because, you know, I'm not only strong in the gym, right? I'm strongest in the gym, but like, you know, obviously when I'm outside the gym, I'm recovering, so I'm not as strong as I am in the gym. But I'm still like stronger than almost anyone I encounter, right? And it gives you this respect that not much else can give you, right? Many people can acquire money. Many people can acquire material things, but not many people can become exceptionally strong. Let me say that again. Many people can acquire superficial success, right? Many people can. Many people have. Many people are as we speak, right? But there's nothing like becoming your strongest self. There's nothing. You just have an extra pep in your walk. The way you talk is different. The way your demeanor is different. You know, you walk with your chest out. You know, you walk with your chest out. You're like, yeah, like what's going on? It's not like you're thinking you're better than anybody else. You're just confident in yourself because you know the work you've put in. You know the hell and the suffering you've gone through, right? Which leads me to the next point. This is not gonna be easy, bro. Right? I hope you know you becoming exceptionally strong is not gonna be easy, right? And don't be afraid to put on a little bit of body fat, by the way, just so you guys know. Like I think I forgot to mention this point when I was talking about the, you know, the not being worried about staying lean year round. Listen to me, bro. You will gain a little bit of body fat, right? Expect it. It's cool. A mental barrier that I had to overcome, especially as a guy who used to be big and I got very lean, and you know, I started getting compliments from people, and I'm like, oh shit. So if I gain a little bit of fat, people are gonna start saying I'm fat again. Because you know, I got bullied when I was very fat, right? I got bullied quite a lot, quite harshly, right? And it was a big insecurity of mine being fat. So when I lost the fat, I was like, I'm never gonna get fat again, right? But I had to adjust my mentality and say, you know what? I've achieved what I wanted to achieve. I became lean. I've done the hard bit, right? I can become lean anytime I want. Like right now, I'm currently cutting, right? I can become lean anytime I want. But being strong is a different challenge, bro. You know? Being strong and being reliable. Because let's be honest, when you're lean, you feel like shit. You feel like complete shit when you're not eating that many calories, right? And you're not that strong, right? But when you're strong and you just feel it's just indescribable. I can't even describe it to you guys. It's that good, you know. So don't be afraid of gaining a little bit of fat, putting on a bit of fluff. You know what I mean? As long as you make it count. As long as you're not just being lazy. Still do your cardio, right? Still do your steps. Still do, just so you can stay as lean as possible, right? So. Anyways, guys, I don't want this video to become too long. You know what I mean? If there's any points you think I may have missed, or if there's any other anything else you want me to talk about, again, leave it in the comments like the last two guys have done. You know what I mean? But shout out to you guys. Anyways, man, I appreciate you guys for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, man. It helps, push the videos out and get these to other people who may be like you. You know what I mean? And can build the community and grow the channel. You know what I mean? But anyways, man, yeah, man, I appreciate you guys again, man. I'll catch you in the next video, bro. Thank you for watching. In a bit.